Here's a question that starts more arguments in personal finance than almost any other. You've got 4 debts: a store card, a medical bill, a credit card, and a car loan. $18,700 in total. And you've found $300 extra a month to throw at them. 2 famous methods both promise to get you to zero using the exact same money. They just pay the debts off in a different order. One is the debt snowball. The other, the debt avalanche. So which line crosses zero first, and how much does the choice really cost you? We're not going to pick a side. We're going to compute it on one honest example and let the math referee. Let's meet the 4 debts. Here are our 4 debts, smallest balance to largest. A store card, $1,200 at a 24% APR, small, but the priciest rate on the board. A medical bill, $2,500 at 0%, a payment plan that costs nothing to carry. A credit card, $7,000 at 19%. And a car loan, $8,000 at 7%. Add them up, and it's $18,700. Now the budget. Every debt has a minimum payment. Here they total $440 a month. On top of that, you've freed up $300 extra. So you're aiming $740 a month at this pile. Every single month, no matter what. Same debts, same $740. The only thing the 2 methods change is which debt gets that extra money first. And that's the whole experiment. So how do the 2 methods decide? It comes down to one choice: how you sort the list. The snowball sorts by balance, smallest first, so its order is the $1,200 store card, then the $2,500 medical bill, then the $7,000 credit card, then the $8,000 car loan. Rate ignored. The avalanche sorts by interest rate, highest first, the store card at 24%, then the credit card at 19%, the car loan at 7%, and last the medical bill at 0%. They both start with the same store card. Hold that thought, but after that they split. Now the shared engine, identical for both. You pay the minimum on every debt and throw every extra dollar at the one on top of your list. When it hits 0, its old minimum doesn't vanish. It rolls down onto the next debt, on top of your extra $300. Then the next and the next. The payment you're throwing gets bigger and bigger, like a snowball rolling downhill. That roll-up is why both methods work. One honest note: we assume a fixed total monthly payment. In reality, card minimums shrink as balances fall. Holding the total flat keeps the comparison clean and fair to both sides. Both methods knock out that $1,200 store card first. Smallest balance and highest rate, so everyone agrees. But right after it, they disagree on exactly one debt. And it's the perfect debt to disagree about. The $2,500 medical bill at 0%. The snowball says, it's your next smallest balance, so attack it. Clear it. And you drop from 4 debts to 2, a whole account gone. That feels fantastic. The avalanche looks at the same bill and says, it's charging you 0, and 0% costs nothing to carry. Every dollar you send it is a dollar not fighting your 19% credit card, which is quietly costing you real money every month it stays alive. So the avalanche skips the 0% bill and pounds the credit card instead. That's the whole philosophical split, captured in one debt. Snowball chases the feeling of finishing an account. Avalanche chases the math of the rate. Neither is lying to you. One optimizes your motivation, the other optimizes your money. Let's see what that costs, in dollars and months, by racing them. Here are both plans running month by month, the same $740 flowing out each time. Watch the total debt fall. Early on, the 2 lines are almost stuck together. They agreed on that first store card. Then, once they split at the medical bill, the avalanche line inches ahead, because it's starving the high-rate credit card of interest sooner. And watch the counter under each line. That's total interest paid, adding up in real time. Here's where they land. The snowball clears every debt in 30 months and pays $2,819 in interest. The avalanche clears everything in 29 months, 1 month sooner, and pays $2,281. So the avalanche wins, and it's mathematically guaranteed too. Sending money at the highest rate first always leaves the least interest for the balances still standing. That's not an opinion. It's just how amortization works. But look at the size of the win. The Avalanche saved about $538 and got there 1 month faster. Over 2.5 years? That's a real number, worth having. But it's a few $100s, not the fortune the internet sometimes promises. Hold on to that figure, because the gap is smaller than most people expect, and that's what changes the honest advice. Let's put both honest truths on the table together, because they only make sense that way. On one side, the Avalanche wins the math. Here, by about $538 over the whole payoff. Real money, but modest. And notice why it was even that big. We handed the snowball a trap, a large 0% balance, sitting right in its path. So it burned time on debt that wasn't charging a cent. On the other side, the snowball clears whole debts faster early. Look at the count of debts remaining. The snowball drops from 4 to 3 to 2 inside the first 10 months. 2 accounts gone, while the Avalanche is still grinding down that big credit card, with more accounts open longer. That early sense of progress isn't nothing. Researchers who studied real debt repayment, Gal and McShane in 2012 and Brown and Lahey in 2015, found that the motivation from clearing whole accounts, those small victories, can improve whether people stick with the plan and actually finish. There's no magic percentage here, and we won't invent one. The point is qualitative but real. A method you'll follow to the end beats a perfect one you abandon in month 4. So this isn't math versus feelings with a villain. It's a genuine trade. A few $100s of interest on one side, staying motivated on the other. Both camps are pointing at something true. Before you run with any of this, 3 reality checks. Because our example was deliberately built to make the two methods disagree, and real life often doesn't. 1, a lot of the time they agree. If your smallest debt also carries your highest rate, common with store cards, then smallest balance first and highest rate first point at the very same debt, and the race goes flat. They only diverge when a big balance is cheap or a small balance is expensive. 2, that 0% bill won't always stay zero. Promotional 0% rates can expire and jump to something high. And then the Avalanche's ranking changes, and always ignore the 0% debt stops being safe advice. Read the fine print on any promo rate. 3, this is one example. Different balances and rates will shrink or widen that gap, sometimes to almost nothing. So don't memorize our $500 figure. Memorize the mechanism. Highest rate first costs the least interest. Smallest balance first delivers the fastest visible wins. That's the part that travels to your own numbers. Let's pull it together. You've got a set of debts and a fixed amount to attack them with. The snowball orders them by smallest balance, so you clear whole accounts fast and keep your motivation high. The Avalanche orders them by highest interest rate, so you pay the least total interest. Both run the identical roll-up engine. Minimums on everything. Every spare dollar at the top of the list. Freed payments rolling down as each debt dies. On our one illustrative example, the Avalanche finished a month sooner and about $538 cheaper. A real edge, but a modest one. And one that shrinks when your smallest debt is also your priciest. The math favors the Avalanche. Your follow-through might favor the snowball. Both are legitimate. The right call depends on you. So, which should you pick? Here's the honest tiebreaker. If you trust yourself to stick with a plan even when progress feels slow, take the Avalanche and keep the extra interest in your pocket. If you know you need to see wins on the board to stay in the fight, take the snowball. The little it costs is cheap insurance against quitting. The best method is simply the one you'll actually finish. If this made the choice clearer, hit subscribe. And for the next step, watch the one on the minimum payment trap. Because the real disaster isn't picking the wrong order, it's paying only the minimums and never starting at all. I'll see you there.